Hello, this is Michael Kinnett from Eternal Networks with our weekly how-to video. This is tip number 5 from our previous video, 6 simple tips on how to improve your cybersecurity. And today's topic is how to recognize fake websites. So the first step is to pay close attention to the URL. Look to see if it's the website that you expect it to be. Many of the large corporations such as Google years ago had problems where people would use Google or Google, where they're slightly spelled wrong, and they would register those websites and redirect you to places you didn't want to go. Many of those companies such as Google have bought those domains so that they will redirect you to the correct place, but pay close attention to the name of the website and that it's something that you recognize and it's spelled correctly. Second, are they offering something too good to be true on the website? Cheap software, designer products at heavily discounted prices, etc. If it seems too good to be true, most likely it is too good to be true. It's not legitimate. They're going to take what little money you give them, and you're never going to get the product. Or you're going to get a product that wasn't really what you expected. For the next few tips, it's going to be easier to show you than just describe it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here with you so you can follow along. So you should also be aware of the site's security certificate. And you can tell this in most modern browsers by this lock symbol next to the website URL. If you click on the lock, you'll be able to see additional information, including whether the website is secure or not. You can also tell if a website has HTTPS, the S stands for secure, or SSL certificate, which is used to encrypt the traffic on that website. Pay especially close attention to that if you are planning on putting in any of your personal information or credit card payment information in that site. Because if it's not secure, then you always run the risk of those credit card numbers, passwords, information, etc., being accessible by hackers or other people that you don't want to get a hold of it. Here you can see this is our website. You can see that our certificate is valid. You can also view what cookies are in use. Looks like we've got some Google Analytics going on, and then we've got some cookies for our website as well. This is common of almost all websites, but you can go here and check and see what cookies are they using to track stuff. The next thing I want to point out, the next tip is, if you go to a website and you're just not quite sure if it's right or not, you can always go to Google's transparency report, where you can check a site's status to see if Google considers that site to be safe. So I'm just going to put in our website again and hit enter, and Google said that there's no unsafe content found on our website, and it was last updated on December 23rd. So while that doesn't mean that it's a legitimate website, it does indicate that Google has scanned it and doesn't find that there's anything malicious, viruses, malware, other things that are on that site. The next tip, and this is getting a little bit deeper, if you've looked at the URL, you've looked at the certificate, you've looked at the content, and you're still want to dig deeper to find out, is this a legitimate website? There are many different websites that allow you to look up the whois domain information for who owns a domain. This is one of those that I would recommend, whois.com. So in this example, I'm going to put in my domain name for my company, eternalnetworks.com. We'll go ahead and click search. So here you can see that this domain is registered with Cloudflare. It was registered on June of 2009, which indicates that it's been owned by the same individual or the same company for 11 years. Now this is a very good sign because it means that the company's been around for a long time. If you find a domain that's only been registered for a few weeks, a few months, maybe up to a year, that's a sign that either it's a brand new organization or it's criminals who have created and registered these domains temporarily to scam people, and they are not going to stick around to provide you the product or service. Here you can also see it's registered in Nevada, the United States. If you see something registered in Ukraine, Russia, Pakistan, or other countries, other locations that you wouldn't expect, that's another red flag because it may not be who you think it is. Down here, you may be able to see other information with, where it's registered, city, state, email address, phone numbers. That data is all redacted for my domain because I have it registered with Cloudflare, which protects that information for me and my company. Finally, if you do find yourself a victim of fraud, it's important that you report that to the government. And you report that by going to reportfraud.ftc.gov and fill out a form to submit that to the government so that they can research it, track down, and hopefully find those criminals. This website here has information on the process. You can click the Report Now button and fill out the information there that they need to be able to get started on trying to hopefully find those criminals. They report that information to over 3,000 law enforcement organizations across the United States. So I would highly recommend, if you find yourself a victim of fraud, that you go on here and submit that report. If you have any questions about this or other topics, please post them in the comments below. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.